Hey everybody, I'm here today to show you and tell you very specifically how to reduce buzz or hum from your speakers. And this will be a tutorial, so let's get right into this instructional video. I'll be going over 4 things that you can do to reduce any buzzing or humming sound that you are getting from your speakers. Now, believe it or not, a buzzing or humming sound is somewhat normal in the sense that it happens more often than you think, but it is basically completely avoidable, and there are many things that you can do to reduce or eliminate it completely. These are just 4 of like the easiest and fastest things. Hopefully these work for you because they're super practical and easy to implement, but if they don't work for you, then obviously you're gonna have to take it steps further, and they get more and more complicated and more involved after you've sort of tried these out. But these are the first 4 that you should try out. Let's get into this. Number 1 is check connections for damage or looseness. So in the back of your speaker, you're going to want to check the connections for any damage or looseness. Look at the connections itself on the speaker. Look at the connections on the actual audio device that is the source for the audio of the speaker, and then look at the cables, as they go between the speaker and the source, and check those connections for any damage or looseness. Any damage or looseness is going to cause a buzzing or humming sound. It's likely to cause a buzzing or humming sound. So check those connections, check the cables in between, and if you see anything at all that is like where you're like, that doesn't look right, especially if you like wiggle the cables and you hear like some, then definitely just get new cables. Simple as that, or get new connections. Whatever the problem is, just get new pieces, get new components. They're relatively inexpensive, and it'll hopefully get you one step closer towards fixing the problem. But obviously, before you get those new components, make sure that that's the problem. If everything looks a-okay, then you're good to go. You don't need to replace anything. But if it looks damaged or loose, then either get new components, or if it's just loose, then make sure you're getting it in there nice and tightly. Okay? Fix the problem if anything's damaged or loose. Simple as that. Okay? We're moving on. Moving on to number 2. Number 2, keep audio and power cables apart to reduce interference. Okay, now power cables and audio cables, even if they're close together, they might not cause interference, but they might. So, they might have been close together for like the last year and they weren't causing any interference, but now for whatever reason, maybe there's a piece of metal close by or something. Who knows? There's so many things that can happen, and maybe it's causing interference now. Okay, so if you have power and audio cables that are super close together, you're going to want to make sure that you keep them apart, or you put something, that will sort of separate them. But your best bet is to run them separately. If you're running your audio and your power cables and you're running them together, your best bet is to run them separately if you can. I know it can be a pain because you're already creating one channel, you're already creating one conduit for your cables, but it's better off that you create 2 conduits, one for your audio cables, one for your power cables, and hopefully that solves your buzzing or humming sound. How you can figure out if this is going to work or not is get your audio and power cables and sort of just temporarily move them apart from each other, and if your buzzing or humming stops, then that's your solution. If moving them apart from each other doesn't stop your buzzing or humming, then guess what? It's not going to make any difference, so you don't have to worry about it. So use your judgment, but definitely something that you should consider and look into, separating those audio and power cables. Because basically one is providing a good amount of power and one is providing the audio sound, the sound. When you mix power and sound, you can get interference. So, like I said, separate them temporarily and see if that sort of helps. And if it does help, then you should separate them permanently. If it doesn't help on a temporary basis, then you don't need to worry about it. Okay? Anyways, I think I spent too much time on that, so we're moving on to the next one. Number 3. Number 3 is ensure that the audio devices are not overloaded. If your audio devices are overloaded, you're going to get a buzzing or humming sound. When I was younger, I had an audio receiver, and the audio receiver was meant for I think 4 speakers, and I plugged in I was a kid. I plugged in maybe 10 speakers to it around my room. Okay, and every speaker just got the sound quality, the sound volume was reduced, but there's a lot of humming and buzzing. If I remember correctly, this is many years ago, but if I remember correctly, the sound was just really not great. So if your audio devices are overloaded, you're going to get a massive reduction in quality, in volume, and you're probably going to get some interference, some buzzing or humming sounds. There's just too much going on. So make sure your audio devices and your sources are not overloaded. That is a huge factor. Look at how much they're supposed to output and make sure you're staying within that capacity. It's as simple as that, okay? It's just a numbers game when it comes to audio and speakers. So look at the numbers, see if they make sense, okay? We're moving on to the last one for this video, which is number 4. Number 4, keep speakers away from modems, routers, and microwaves. Now, these might cause interference, they might not. Sometimes you might have a speaker right beside a microwave, the microwave is running, or it might be right beside the router, the modem for your Wi-Fi, for your internet, and everything sounds fine. Other times it might sound sort of like a buzzy or humming sound, right? So I can't say for sure that this is going to solve your problem, but put it this way. If you are having your speaker beside the microwave, and when the microwave is on, it's causing a buzzing or humming sound, then that's easy and straightforward. You have your solution. If your speaker is beside a modem or a router, and that is the only speaker that is creating a buzzing or humming sound, then guess what? That is also your solution to move it away. So use your judgment. I mean, if it's like 2 feet away, you're probably good, or even a foot away. I'm talking about if it's right beside. Like if you got your speaker a couple of feet away from all of those devices that can cause interference, then you're probably good. I'm not talking about moving it like 20 feet away. It's just got to be really a couple feet away. And then you know like it's not going to be causing any interference with regards to those devices. Okay? But that is basically it. Those are probably the first 4 things that you should try out to hopefully reduce the buzzing or humming sound from your speakers. Hopefully they work. If not, you could take it to the next level on the more advanced things. And that's truly it. That's all I got to say. So we're going to roll the outro. I really hope that you enjoyed this piece of content because I truly enjoyed making it. So yeah, we're going to roll the outro. If you like this video tutorial, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.